Yo, what's up guys? This is Retro Solutions here, back with another video. Today's video we are going to be doing a top 5 video where I talk about my top 5 favorite guns in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare is not completely new, but it's like it came out like somewhere in November, I think. I don't actually remember, but it's pretty recent that it came out. Only been a few months, and there's still a lot of like balance changes that can happen. But I want to say currently my top 5 weapons in Modern Warfare. So coming at the number 5 spot, I'm gonna have the M4 right here. So the M4, a main reason why I really like the M4 because it has this blueprint called the XRK M4, which let me just show you. It basically has no recoil. If I can get a kill. Like, you see that? Like, I just directly looked at his head, and it's shot directly at his head. It didn't even go up. It's very good, and has a really good rate of fire, and a really good, consistent, fire shot. It's pretty consistent, his damage. And it's just nice overall. One downside about his weapon, and the reason why I put it at number 5, is because the weapon's ADS speed is pretty low, and with the low ADS speed, especially with an AR, things are not going to be too good. But it obviously makes up for it with the damage and stuff like that, obviously, and the right rate of fire, all the things I just said before. But yeah, rate of fire, it's pretty low, and that's kind of what keeps it at number 5 rather than maybe higher than that. Also, this gun's a classic, by the way. It's always been pretty good, even in the previous games. And so yeah. So here at the number 4 spot, we'll be having the Sterling. The Sterling, what I like about it is obviously a marksman rifle, so it's not gonna be that great in general, but I like that. Basically, it's a one-shot close range, like you see right there. It's basically a one-shot close range, and like it's pretty consistent with his damage. The only problem with it is like if you shoot below the waist, it's gonna be a 2-shot, and obviously from a certain range, it's gonna be a 2-shot as well. So that's a little bit of a problem. But other than that, the gun seems pretty consistent in its damage, and I'm obviously not that great at it because I'm doing pretty shit right now, but I'm obviously not the greatest at it, and I will be honest, I'm actually really not that good at marksman rifles in general. But whenever I use a marksman rifle, I pretty much always use this, and I've been starting to use marksman rifles a little bit more, and I've been trying to get a little bit better with them. And trust me, if you saw me play marksman rifles a while ago, I think you'd say that I got quite better, because honestly, like, I was really bad with them. This gun, you get it pretty early on, but like, there's also like this blueprint that you get with it. It's called the Sterling, and it basically like it pretty much makes it so that you have a lot of like high ADS speed and high mobility while you basically have the regular Sterling. So I kind of like it. The range is pretty low though on this, so that's why when I'm pretty far away, I like to just use my Deagle. So that's a thing about it that I don't really like, and that's kind of what keeps it at number 4. But in general, really nice gun. And if you're looking for a marksman rifle, this is definitely number 1 for the marksman rifles in my opinion. Just in general, not number 1 gun. If you're looking for a good marksman rifle though, this is definitely your gun. So now coming at the number 3 spot, we have the Ice Storm. So the Ice Storm, it's a shotgun. It's like a double barrel shotgun, and well, see, basically it's a double barrel shotgun. So if I'm right next to someone, it'll kill them. And if I miss, let's say that first shot doesn't kill them because they're like far away, I can shoot them again. So let me just try to find an example in this map right here. If I don't get killed by a fucking score streak. Alright, that wasn't a good example. Let me try. So it's a double barrel shotgun and something crazy. But the Ice Storm, it's a blueprint for forgot what shotgun, but if you have it, you'll know what shotgun it's a blueprint for. And it's one of the best shotguns in the game, in my opinion. It's really, shotguns don't really, they weren't really ever too good in COD. But like, you know, if you're looking for a really good shotgun, if you like shotguns, it's definitely a shotgun. Definitely a shotgun. Really good. Its reload speed's, it's kind of it's iffy. It's kind of long, but it's also not. It's not crazy long to where like you'll die if you're reloading in the middle of a fight. But it's pretty long for a shotgun. The range for it's pretty bad. I'm being honest. But the whole thing is it's obviously a shotgun, and so you don't use them far away. So that's why I didn't think it would be fair to count the range into this for a shotgun at least. More or less though, if you're looking for a shotgun, this is probably gonna be the one for you. So the regular variant of it is 725, and then the blueprint is the Ice Storm, which I'm not exactly sure how I got. I think it might have been for the battle pass. And it's really good. By the way, speaking of the battle pass, you guys should definitely get it. It's definitely worth it. Right now I'm tier 46. Not too high up, but hopefully I can get tier 100 by the end of the season. Then at the number 2 spot, we have the Kilo. So the Kilo, right? It's the first gun you get in the whole game, so it's not like it's hard to get or anything. First of all, this is actually my first gold gun in the game, so that's why I'm pretty close to it. But not just that, also like it's a really good gun in general. Just its stats on it are really good. Its ADS speed's pretty good. Its consistency with damage is pretty good. Its rate of fire is pretty good. It's also an assault rifle, so its rate of fire is gonna be crazy. But it's really good for it now, if I'm being honest with you. Just a really fun gun to use. And it's definitely a gun that you can, you know, mess around with, you know, make really cool sets with. And I really love making really cool sets with. Like when I was trying to get it to gold, I made this really cool set to get long shot kills on Shoe House, and it worked so good, but it was so stupid, the set. It was just so stupid. It also definitely does have a few drawbacks to it. When I think of drawbacks to the Kilo, I definitely think of probably the magazine size. Just by default, it's pretty low. For an AR, I think the damage isn't the highest. It could be better. But the problem is like I don't really care about damage that much. Like there's some people that they'll care about certain stats more. I'm more of a guy that cares about fire rate. So if it has a high fire rate, then for the most part I like it. But if its damage is low, as long as it has a good fire rate, you know, it's good in my book. It's a-okay. This is definitely a gun that it's good for beginners. It's obviously, you know, like I said, it's the first gun you get, so that's gonna be the gun you're using. But don't let go of this gun just because it's the first gun you get. A lot of people don't like this gun, or they don't look at it because they think that since it's the first gun you get, it's not gonna be good. But trust me, that's a whole scam. They're pulling a huge scam on you because this is one of the best guns in the game, and it's probably one of the best ARs in the game. It definitely does the job, and there's really not much you can say bad about it. I will say that it does get really good when you give it like attachment and stuff. I think by itself isn't the best, but you know, once you get to max level, I promise you it's gonna go crazy and it's gonna be very good. So coming in at the number 1 spot is actually a tie between two SMGs. One is the MP7 and the other one is MP5. MP5 and MP7. I'm gonna be doing MP7 first. I'm gonna review them separately. They're both really good guns, and But one thing I like about MP7 is like the fire rate. The fire rate's like pretty insane. It's kind of like a minigun, but it's not. And like it's just really good. And this is also my first like max level gun. This gun is like it's so good that I kind of feel bad using it sometimes. Like I don't know why, but I just kind of feel bad using it sometimes. And it's just really good. It's basically the MP5, like with a slightly more fire rate. So that's why they're so similar that I felt like it wouldn't be fair just putting one and not the other. The MP5 would probably be by itself on this list as #1 a few months ago, but it got this nerf that lowered its fire rate a lot and lowered its damage by a little bit. So that's kind of what put it like right next to MP7, maybe as a tie. But it's still really good, and it's still a really good option for an SMG. Definitely do not sleep on it. Very good gun. And it's probably gonna be something people are gonna get mad at you for using. It just feels like that kind of gun. It reminds me of the Vesper from BO3. That's kind of what its whole thing reminds me of. Its whole gimmick. It's really fast fire rate. It really isn't actually anything bad about this gun. I don't like all the guns on the list. I had one thing bad about them at least. Don't really have anything bad for this gun. It's pretty perfect. But obviously it's an SMG, so its range isn't the best. It's probably the only thing I could really think of that's bad about it. And so next up, I'm talking about the MP5. MP5 is pretty much like I said, MP7, but just slightly less fire rate. Does have actually one benefit about it though. It gets well, not that it gets, but like they both have it, but it's better for the MP5 than it's for MP7. So they both have these bullets that they're called 10mm bullets, and you can basically put it on. They raise damage and they raise bullet velocity, but they don't lower ADS speed like all the other bullet ones do. And the only thing is they both get it, but with MP7, it's not as good for the MP5 as it is for the MP5. And with putting down the MP5 makes MP5 pretty cracked, and it makes it like very annoying. It's really annoying. The reason why it's not as good with the MP7 as the MP5 is because with the MP7, the damage is already pretty high, so there's actually no need. Like you can only in this game you can only raise the damage so much. There's actually a cap to the damage that you can raise it to, so it's pretty close to that damage cap. And for at least for SMG, obviously. Obviously, like things like sniper and stuff like that, shotguns have different. They all have different damage caps, but for an SMG, it's actually pretty close to that damage cap. And so that's why it's really just there's no need to put it on there. With MP7, it's actually like worth putting it on there. With MP5, I mean, it's actually worth putting it on there because the MP5 kind of needs that extra damage in a way to kind of like match up with other SMGs in the game. If you ask me, in my opinion, which one I think is the best, is my favorite SMG, just like one of them in general, I think it would be the MP5. I actually really like the MP5. Has been my best weapon. So, but anyways, that's gonna be it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe and just share this video with your friends, anybody you just chill with. And thank you for 65 subscribers.